welcome to another podcast by Denise, your host of Denise's Dialogue. Any questions or comments about today's podcast, please email her at denisesdialogue@gmail.com.
On Denise's Dialogue, we are still out to sea on the Carnival Mardi Gras.
Still out to sea.
Now, today and tomorrow we'll be at sea for 2 days. We are floating somewhere between Cozumel, Mexico, and Cuba.
Are you sure about that, though?
Yep. Let me check on TV.
I'm not sure where we are. I just know we are in the water going back towards Florida.
I know my maps.
You don't know no damn map.
I know my maps.
You're just guessing and assuming and guessing.
I know my maps. Anyway, we are so we're out here. Now the first thing, the one issue I do have is I was out in the smoking deck the other day. I think I might have talked about this already, but I'm not too sure. So this lady comes out complaining about the smoke. The guys explaining to her that, you're on a smoking deck. Is this a side of a deck outside of a restaurant on a deck? See, look, we're halfway between Mexico and Cuba. That's Cuba right there. We're closer to Cuban waters, actually. So anyway, back to my story. But the way she's berating this man, I was going to say something to her.
Should have smashed her in the face with his mop.
No, because, these people on this boat, they're nice and they're polite to everybody. So guess what? You got a problem, you're going to have a problem with me. Because you can't run to the person just to say, hey, that passenger said. You ain't going to talk to people the way you want to talk to them, the way you talk to them at home.
Yeah.
Not at all. So I was ready for it, but it didn't happen. So it's a good thing for her. See, look, Cuba.
Wait, where?
Right there, see the arrow? Cuba.
Oh, by the Bahamas.
Yeah. So anyway, on the boat here, we were discussing also there's a lot of folks on this ship that has weasels.
Scooters. Why do you keep calling them?
Because it's called a weasel. I thought it was.
Before you call it something else, but whatever that wasn't it either.
Anyway, they have scooters. But I noticed that they get up and walk away from outside one of the restaurants we ate at, the main dining room. There's like 4 of them parked out there, like a parking lot. They get up and walk off them things, go up into the dining room, eat whatever they're going to eat, come back in and sit back down, take off.
I don't understand that, actually.
Yeah,
if you can't walk, then you can't walk to get something to eat.
Yeah.
Either you need to use the thing, or you don't need to use it. There's no in between. Well, because I'm too lazy to do this, I'm going to scoot around and get in your way. But when it's time to eat, I'm hopping my ass up.
And walking.
Then running, get something to eat.
See, on a ship like this, people in scooters and wheelchairs get preference for a lot of stuff. So that's what a lot of music for.
People are ridiculous.
Now, the worst one of all was we had a guy. He must have drove up into the elevator about 5 miles an hour. Now, that might not be fast in the car, but if you're walking, 5 miles an hour is fast. He came up in the elevator full of people, jumped off that thing real quick, and folded it up and stand there with everybody else.
It was just so weird how fast he just did it real quick, and it was like shock. It was shocking.
Yep.
Because he did it so fast, and you turn around and he's like jumping out of the thing, and folding it up.
So he had the ability to jump up. That's why I say it's BS. All right. Now, yesterday we were in Honduras. Roatan, Honduras, Roatan. Now, this podcast will also be posted on J&J Got Issues on YouTube. It's going to be some video with it. Now, this is the thing about Roatan.
What?
Christina, Darshell, Benita, Brian, Montel, Cynthia, they all took a tour. Mm-hmm. Right? So now they're on this tour. At some point, they got into a logging area, right?
A logging
area.
Oh, okay.
Whatever that means. But the tour guide was like, close the windows. The air is not good. He didn't say bad. He said not good. So they rolled the windows up. He turned the air on and he shut off. He set up the air so it recirculates the air inside the car. No, Chuck being Chuck gonna roll his window down. Now he said they was burning, I think it was
sage, maybe.
No,
that type of thing.
No, something like bantha wood they were burning. They were trying to expand the area for the people on the island to live. Anyway, they were burning bantha wood, and Chuck inhaled this wood, and they said his eyes glassed over. I mean, his eyes actually looked like somebody put glass over it. That's how his eyes was. And he told the guy to stop the car. The guy was slowing down. Chuck got out the car while it was still rolling. Probably maybe 5 miles down, 7 miles down. I don't know. So the guy out, Chuck walked into the woods. And the guy in the cab was like, don't let him go up there. It's dangerous. It's dangerous. Don't let him go up there. See, this would have been a whole international incident. Don't you agree?
Mm-hmm.
But so they're up in the woods looking for Chuck. And they walk past these sloths in the tree. The guy's pointing out the sloths in the tree. He said they're slow animals. They're gentle. And all that stuff. He said, hey, a couple of them are on the ground. He said they probably fell out the tree. But he said, I want you guys to hold one. So everybody picked the sloth up once they found out it wouldn't bite them. And this is the problem.
What?
Everybody's holding the sloths, taking pictures, enjoying themselves, and they hear this. They look over. Chuck I guess he was high, delusional off the smoke he inhaled by mistake. He kissing the sloth. He's sitting there kissing the sloth. Lips all puckered up. And I'm glad somebody's able to take a picture of him. So if you want to see that picture, you definitely got to see this podcast on J&J Got Issues. But Chuck was kissing the sloth, and and I'm like, he didn't know what he's doing. My sister told me, no, he inhaled that smoke from that bantha wood, and his eyes glassed over, and we didn't know what was going on. We thought we was going to have to get him airlifted out of here to a hospital or something, but the guy said, the tour guide told him the smoke is only temporary. So like maybe a half hour later, Chuck was back to his old self.
That could take that long?
And she knew he was back to his old self. He started blushing and shot in his face because he knew he kissed a sloth. Who kisses a sloth? Chuck kisses a sloth. That's who kisses a sloth.
I've never heard of anybody who actually kissed.
Chuck kissed a sloth.
A slow moving sloth.
Chuck kissed a sloth. Everybody else is picking the sloths up. The sloth was hugging on them because they're slow animals. Chuck kissed the sloth. And when his mind was all hazed over under that stuff, he was talking like a sloth. He was like, it's nice out here. Then he pointed at the sloth and he's like, I love her. But that's why I said.
Oh my God!
But outside of that,
something
we came. I was already on the boat. They came back on the boat and they was telling us what happened. I didn't believe it till they started showing me these pictures, and I was like, wow, that's neat. And I thought about it. So ever since then, I've been keeping an eye on Chuck, make sure he didn't get the monkeypox or something like that, because I don't know where the monkeypox come from. So I was keeping an eye on him to make sure he didn't get it.
A monkey?
I don't know what a sloth is. A sloth is remember that a sloth is, there's a sloth named Flash in the movie Zootopia.
Yeah, I've seen and what they look like, but what kind of an animal is it?
I don't know. So if
that up.
Anybody know what a sloth is, leave a comment. Now the other thing I've been noticing too is Chuck's mind is not as quick as it used to be. Chuck used to be right on top of stuff, blah 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 blah. Now he's like, anybody gonna get something to eat? So he's slowing up, but that's okay. Anyway,
he's slowly slowing up.
Yes. So let's talk about the ship now.
Please do.
This ship is too big.
No, it's not.
This ship is too big. Usually on the ship, you go to the Lido deck, you get yourself some food.
Yeah, the Lido deck is usually on the ninth deck.
Yeah, so you go on the Lido deck, you get yourself some food, you go sit down, or you can sit around the Lido deck. They got the DJ and all that stuff out there, and you can enjoy yourself. One part of the Lido deck is shut off for people who like to smoke cigars and cigarettes, but everybody can see what's going on. You can have access to hear the DJ playing. This ship here, if you smoke, is off to the side on deck 8.
Yeah, outside.
And on this ship, the Lido deck is deck 16. Or
16 and 17.
Yeah, or you're on the back of the ship. And you got to walk all over the place on this ship for food. But so tomorrow is our last day at sea. So between today and tomorrow, I'm going to do a walking tour of the ship so I can have some video to go with this podcast once we put it up on YouTube.
Okay.
But all in all, if you never sailed before, look at that. 2,140 meters is the deep the ocean right now. That's the little 6,000 feet. Anyway, if you never cruised before, you're going to love this ship. Or if you only took one cruise before, you might love this ship. But if you took as many cruises as we did, you're going to be like, ah.
Well, I really like it. It's big. It's so much bigger than the other ones that we
actually. There was the Dream pulled up next to us and docked to us yesterday. This ship is about 2.5 lengths of the Dream. Am I saying that right? Yeah, so it's big. It's towering over them, but
it's big.
Yeah, so Carnival is making a ship that's even gonna be bigger than that.
But it's really nice, and you can see that it's new. So everything is still like nice and shiny and new.
Yeah,
but it's a lot.
Well, now for me, it's a little too big. Now, let me tell you the other weird thing about it. With all the kids on here, I haven't seen a lot of kids around because they got their own area. They have a whole deck on the ship devoted to
teenagers.
Club 02.
Club 02.
Yeah, Club 02. I mean, everything, arcade, everything that they can go in there, walk right up the steps, be at the water park. So this ship has a lot for everybody.
Yeah, but there's really not as many children because there's usually little children everywhere.
They're here. They stay in the back where I beat your golf the other morning.
They're here.
They
did what?
They must stay back there.
You ain't make me at nothing. Anyway, stop that line.
Anyway.
Yes, anyway.
I beat her at golf.
Lies.
You know what? We're going to wrap this up here. And we're going to make one more guess before we get off the ship because I'm going to spank everybody at golf today. We're going to play some golf later on?
If it's not crowded.
So that's the plan. Anyway, thank you for listening.
Thank you
for listening. And